Hi Leo, happy December. I'm Krista Kaiser, also known as Vibe Curator. This is your Tarotscope for December 2025. Six of Wands, spotlight, killing it. People are taking notice of you. This is like a Leo's wet dream to be seen and celebrated for how hard you are fucking killing it. People are taking notice of the way that you move, the way that you present yourself, and when the spotlight's on you, bitch, you shine. And this is really, really, really celebrating how far you've come. Like, you are on top of the world, and like, you can celebrate how far you've come and enjoy this moment because whether it's celebration, recognition, people are very much taking notice of you. People are seeing you, Leo. Okay, what else do we have for Leo for December? Okay, Queen of Swords. She tells it like it is. She doesn't really care about, like, is this, is this going to appease everybody? It's like, is this what needs to be done? This is blunt. This is sometimes like an ice queen. People will think that, like, you are, pardon me, maybe being confrontational, but you're not. You're just simply being straightforward. And it's a real, it's funny because yes, you're going to be celebrated, yes, you're going to be seen, but when people ask you what you want and you tell them, when you tell them and you communicate and say things exactly cut and dry as they are, it can rub people the wrong way. And so just a caution against that, but also like continue with that clarity, because the way that you have that you always know what you want, it's easy to access for you. That's empowerment. That's like a lot of people can't answer that, like literally a simple question. Even I can't answer that fucking question when it comes to what do you want for Christmas? I don't fucking know. I literally don't know. I have no idea what I want for Christmas. And like that's such a silly, inconsequential question, but it's like something as simple as that. I don't have a guttural response to. I'm a generator in human design. I need a guttural response, so it's like honoring that guttural response, but knowing that like may not always land well with people. I feel like that idea of like just telling it like it is going to take the pressure off of you, because I feel like some of you have been like, whether it's biting your tongue or holding your breath or waiting for the other shoe to fall, like you're afraid to claim or say the things that you need to say, but there's this empowerment to actually say them, to get it off of your chest, and to just like, it's not to hurt anybody, it's to honor what's true to you, and what's true to the situation. Very, it's like vaguely specific, do you know? It's vaguely specific. Okay, let's get more guidance for Leo for December 2025. What else? Oh. Okay. Pop off, High Priestess. Incredible intuition. I'm so sorry. My like throat chakra is out of control right now. The High Priestess, honoring that intuition, that inner knowing, that incredible third eye. That is, without having to explain these things. And so leaning into that, working with that, working toward honoring that intuition, that inner knowledge, expanding that third eye chakra. It's a real gift to be so mystic and to be so attuned and in tune, and I feel like for you specifically for the month of December, it's like, people always say like the veil is thin, especially in October. This is like your ability to receive message, your ability to have these flashes of insight and to honor your inner knowings is going to be on a level that you've never experienced before. It's going to be like you'll get these flashes of like, oh, why did that just come to my brain? And then like 10 seconds later it'll happen, or you'll have a conversation with somebody right after and that'll come up. It'll be like a little freaky if you're not if you've never had anything like that happen, but It's really expansive. It's really like growth oriented. And it's funny because like one would think like that's like the culmination of the entire deck is like, oh, inner knowing, you can figure everything out for yourself. But it's also like this bitch is number 2. She's number 2. She's the Fool is 0. And then like she's only 2 after the very beginning of the deck. So for this gorgeous angel pie of a high priestess, it's like learning how to work with your intuition. If you've ever worked with the alchemist, it's the black and white stones. It's like, okay, you have those 2 things, you have the ability to do it, but what is your gut telling you? And working with that to get through your journey is going to be the most expansive, exciting thing that you can do. Okay, what else, Leo? What else do we have to tell? Okay. Death. It's a death and rebirth for you. There's an ending to a cycle, a job, a relationship, a pattern, something that you've been unknowingly or knowingly repeating and living in. It's like the very end of one cycle and the very beginning of another. It's not a literal like so and so's dying. Like this is the actual like definition of the card in this deck is like no one's gonna die. This is just about like death and rebirth and like, you know, endings and beginnings. So if you're new to tarot, this is a happy card. Legit. It leads you to the end of something that wasn't meant for you and leaves so much space for the next chapter where everything is exactly what, you know, what you want for yourself or where you're supposed to be. Because sometimes we don't even know what we want for ourselves, as I mentioned before, but we end up where we're supposed to anyways. Okay. That's where I think like once we can harness that intentionality, once we can use the like gifts of the high priestess and even like lean into our own magic, it's very much easier to go through these cycles, to navigate these things, because it's like, okay, am I doubting myself? Am I doubting myself? No, I'm just like actually doing this with intention. If I could get this far with no real clear, concise intention and where or how I was maneuvering, imagine how fucking far I can go and how expansive I can be when I do have that intention and I do use that inner knowing and that ability to connect with something greater, you know, to put that out to something greater and to utilize and co-create with that. Okay, is this for, no, okay. Let's get a couple more for our beautiful little lions. This is an awakening. This is a freedom. So whatever ending this has been a prison for you in a way. This is the 8 of Swords reversed. And typically, you know, upright, it's like you're in a prison of your own making. When it's reversed, it's like an awakening, a change, a liberation from something. And so this ending that is happening is a liberation for you, and it's something that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise separated or segregated yourself from. This is like the universe maybe had to step in because you wouldn't have necessarily taken that chance or been able to cut those ties as easily. But as soon as it happens, you can see the freedom, the ability to release you from these even like invisible handcuffs and things that are holding you to these places or experiences or relationships that you've outgrown. Okay, one more. Let's get one more for our beautiful little lions. Oop, oop, oop. Funny because my eyes initially when I looked at it, I thought it was the knight, but no, girl. She is the King of Wands. This is leadership. This is an ability to have such great perspective over things, to lead, but to also envision and to be that visionary that people look to, especially yourself. So this ending, this awakening is allowing you to come to this highest version of yourself, the most let's say, I'm trying to think of this word. Like, words are such a loss for me today. I can't even explain. But to come into this power, to have this authority, to dictate, like, in a loving way, this is what I want, this is what I'm going for. He's an entrepreneur. He is a visionary. He is a beloved leader. And this is what December is leading you right into, is into that leadership of your own beautiful life. Watch out, 2026. Y'all are going to be unfucking stoppable. Love you, Leos. Bye.